Join me as I dive into the shocking details of the 1977 Netherlands train hijacking and see if I can uncover the truth behind this deadly terrorist attack. In this video, you'll learn about the shocking events that unfolded during the hijacking of a train in the Netherlands in 1977 and how it changed the landscape of security in public transportation. The 1970s were a tumultuous time, marked by a growing threat of terrorism that sent shockwaves around the world. As the decade wore on, it became clear that no country was immune to the menace of extremism. In Europe, groups like the Red Army faction and the Irish Republican Army were making headlines with their brazen attacks. It was against this backdrop of fear and uncertainty that the Netherlands found itself in the crosshairs of terrorists. One of the most significant threats came from the South Moluccan independence movement, a group fighting for independence from Indonesia. With a history of violent attacks, they had already proven themselves to be a force to be reckoned with. It was only a matter of time before they would strike again, and on March 2nd, 1977, they did just that. The stage was set for a dramatic and deadly confrontation, one that would push the Netherlands to its limits and force authorities to rethink their approach to counter-terrorism. As we'll see, the 1977 Netherlands train hijacking would be a pivotal moment in the country's history, one that would have far-reaching consequences for years to come. On a typical Wednesday morning, a train carrying over 50 passengers and crew members left the city of Assen, bound for the Dutch capital of Amsterdam. But this was no ordinary journey. On board were a group of heavily armed South Moluccan terrorists, determined to make their demands heard. They quickly took control of the train, herding the passengers and crew into a single carriage as they prepared to make their move. The hijackers' demands were straightforward. They wanted the release of 21 South Moluccan prisoners being held in the Netherlands, as well as a significant ransom payment. But the authorities were not about to give in to their demands easily. A tense standoff ensued, with the hijackers threatening to kill their hostages unless their demands were met. As the drama unfolded, the Dutch authorities scrambled to respond. They knew they had to act fast, but they also knew that any misstep could have disastrous consequences. The hijackers were well armed and seemed determined to carry out their threats. It was a race against time, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Dutch authorities decided to try and negotiate with the hijackers, hoping to stall for time and find a way to resolve the crisis peacefully. They established communication with the hijackers, trying to find out what they wanted and how they could be persuaded to release their hostages. But the hijackers were resolute, and as the hours ticked by, it became clear that a peaceful resolution might not be possible. As the situation grew more desperate, the authorities knew they had to take drastic action. They couldn't just sit back and wait for the hijackers to carry out their threats. A rescue operation was planned, one that would require precision, bravery, and a healthy dose of luck. The fate of the hostages hung in the balance, and it was anyone's guess how it would all play out. On the morning of June 11th, a team of heavily armed commandos stormed the train, determined to put an end to the hijacking once and for all. The operation was a high-risk, high-reward gamble, and the outcome was far from certain. But the authorities knew they had to try, no matter the cost. The rescue operation was a heart-stopping, action-packed drama that would leave the world breathless. The commandos moved swiftly and silently, trying to catch the hijackers off guard. But the terrorists were ready for them, and a fierce firefight erupted as the two sides clashed. It was a desperate, last-ditch effort to save the hostages, and it would ultimately decide the fate of the hijacking. In the end, the authorities emerged victorious, but not without paying a heavy price. The hijacking had left its mark on the Netherlands, and it would take years for the country to recover. But as we'll see, the incident would also have a profound impact on the way security was approached in public transportation, leading to a new era of cooperation and collaboration between governments and security agencies. The 1977 Netherlands train hijacking was a pivotal moment in the history of terrorism, a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk in the shadows. But it was also a testament to the bravery and determination of the authorities, who risked everything to save the lives of innocent people. As we reflect on this dramatic and deadly event, we're reminded that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. Thanks for watching.